y'all? This is the first. I probably have to be editing this really good, so I'm gonna just go with the flow. But take one. This is gonna be my first video of my video blogging that I've been planning to do for a long time, and I'm gonna give it a shot. Introduction: my name is Louis. I am old, 44 years old, and still going strong, but it wasn't always that way. Give you a little backstory on my situation. Back in my early 30s, I was overweight. I was a single dad, so it was just me and my son, and I didn't have the skills necessary. I mean, I did, but to cook some good meals, to do research on what's good, what's bad. When you grow up and you're raised by your mother and your father teaching you what they were taught, then that's kind of like stuck in your mind. That's kind of like the way you live your life. So of course I was stuck in this cycle that being a little chunky was healthy, and like, you're tall, so it's fine. That's what my mom says. So growing up, I ate everything in sight. I had situations where I will go to work. I will get up in the morning and I'll pick up my friend to go to work. And for breakfast, I will buy an apple because I'll eventually eat that apple. And that was probably the only healthy thing I ate all day. I will go to Burger King and I'll get like a chicken sandwich and maybe some mozzarella sticks when they had them. I don't know if they still got them or not. But that was breakfast, okay? Around 10 o'clock, the food truck came. I would eat whatever. They'll have, chicken sandwiches, chicken Phillies, hot dogs, whatever. I'll go back to work for a little bit. At 12 o'clock, it was lunchtime. I had a 30-minute break. Now, there was this gas station that was about 10 minutes away, right? This gas station, when I discovered it, they sell hot dogs, okay? Not just any hot dog, but they were the good hot dogs. 3 for $1. And you make it yourself. So you get the hot dog, you put all the relish you want, all the onions, all the ketchup, mustard, everything, tomatoes. I mean, you pile it on, right? The way I was raised was that you eat until you're stuffed, right? That was the normal. And I felt like 3 hot dogs wasn't enough. It just wasn't. So what did I do? I bought 6 hot dogs. Because where else can you eat a meal like that for $2? Now let me tell you, this was my schedule for months and months and months and months. I would have lunch in other places, but when I was broke, this is where I went. The hot dogs, I will pile them on, right? And I will get 6. Now it took me 10 minutes to get there. It took me 10 minutes to get the hot dogs going and ready and pay for it and get back in my car. And then it took me 10 minutes to get back to work, okay? So as I'm driving, I got 6 hot dogs there, and I just start shoving them in and just eating them. And I'll get to work, and I'll punch in and go right back to work. And then the funny thing is that I was smoking cigarettes too, so I will smoke in between all that stuff. In that era, this is 1999, I was smoking 3 packs a day. I have no idea how I did it, but I did. And I was so overweight. I was weighing like 240 pounds at least. Oh, so then at 2 o'clock, I got another break. I will bring like Hot Pockets or something, and I'll cook that really quick. And while it's in the microwave, I'll go outside, light up a cigarette, smoke a little bit, go get the Hot Pocket, come back outside, eat it while I'm smoking, and probably drink like a soda or something. I got off of work at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock on the way home, I always, because my drive home was about an hour and a half, and on the way home, I always stopped at McDonald's. I always got like a yogurt parfait, and in my mind, I said, this is a yogurt parfait. It's healthy. There's blueberries in it, there's strawberries in it, it's yogurt. Little did I know the amount of sugar that is in this thing. So another hour driving home, the majority of the time I will stop by my house real close, there was like this hole in the wall place by my job that sold these big subs, like a foot long, and they were so good. And I will get me one. I'll get home and I'll just devour it, right? My mom always cooked. You know, we're Hispanic. There's always food on the stove, rice and chicken or steak, beans. There's always something. So of course I ate this sandwich, and by the time I got home, it was what, like 5:30. Around 8 o'clock, I will go to my mom's and I will stuff my face with a big old plate of rice with beans and whatever the meat was. That was on the daily. That's what I did. Now, of course, I had a lot of issues in my life. I had a lot of high blood pressure. I had high blood pressure as high as 170 over 120 something. I could have gotten a stroke. I could have been permanently messed up. But you never know. You never feel it. You feel fine. You keep smoking your cigarettes, and I'm always smoking that whole time. And I would light up the next cigarette with the one that I had, and it's just like I said, like, oh, the cigarette's almost done. Get another one. Turn it on. And that was every day for at least a year. It was very weird how I never saw that as an issue, you know? Now, I'm not saying that a lot of people out there do that, but sometimes you don't realize exactly what you do until you like reflect on it and say, man, I used to do that much? Because to me, it was the normal. To me and my family, you don't eat until you eat until you're stuffed. You know? I had a lot of health issues, high blood pressure, my cholesterol was probably high. I was overweight. My knees were so bad. Just going up the stairs was a huge issue. I was just miserable all the time. I eventually landed here. I was in Chicago. I landed here in Georgia, and I continued with those bad habits. Other than I quit smoking in the year 2000, January 1st. I moved here in 2000 and I always forget. 2003, I moved to Florida. 2005, I moved here. So I've been here about 14 years. And I ended up getting a job here at a pawn shop that I just sat down the whole time because I was just in so much pain. I wasn't working out, I wasn't going to the gym, nothing physical. I didn't run because I couldn't. I could barely, just walking was hard enough. And that's when I met my wife, right? I met my wife, and you know, we started dating, and we got together, and you know, eventually we moved in together, and so we had to make our meals together and stuff like that, and I started to realize, because all I will eat is pretty much processed food, you know, macaroni and cheese, hot dogs, everything was processed, everything, the majority, 95%. Other than if I ate at my mom's, you know, then it was like a home cooked meal. But still, I ate a lot of rice, a lot of bread, a lot of carbs, you know. My waist was like 44, 45 inches, just to give you an idea. So when I met my wife, we got into cooking like homemade meals, you know, everything from scratch, you know, dicing tomatoes, dicing onions, you know, low fat, you know, the beef, you know, lean beef, and you know, just good food, you know. I was starting to feel kind of convinced that in those days, even though I didn't do a lot of research, I was starting to feel like I think that the reason why I have all these issues and all these problems is because of me. I'm the problem. That whole saying about that you are what you eat is pretty much true. If you eat crap, you're gonna feel like crap. If you eat healthy, you're gonna feel healthy. But just know that a lot of these health issues that you have are because of the way of your lifestyle, you know, of what you eat, what you don't eat. You know, if you eat a lot of bad food and not enough good food, yeah, your body is gonna start to fall apart, and you're gonna have all these diseases because your body has to somehow compensate for what you're not bringing in. You know, like for example, if you're building a house and you don't have like drywall, right? But you built the whole house and you just put the insulation in the walls, but you don't put drywall. You know what's gonna happen? The insulation is gonna come out. You're gonna start getting sick from it, and you don't have the drywall there to protect you from that. Just an example. You gotta have the complete package. You gotta have everything that your body needs. You gotta take in everything that your body needs for your body to be able to repair itself and fix, you know, everything that's wrong. Along with not taking in the bad stuff and making some of your body work overtime to get rid of stuff that your body's not used to taking in. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. It does. And I think that a lot of people have gotten real lazy, and they think that there's a magic pill out there that will just save them and make them feel better, you know? And there isn't. There's no magic pill. There's no magic powder. There's no magic liquid. There's nothing in the market that will make you healthier other than you doing it yourself, you know? I can't find the word. Either you taking responsibility for your own body, you know? You know, another thing that people they just stop exercising. They go, oh, I don't need it. I'll just stop eating food. I'll get skinny. Oh, I've already lost 12 pounds. Well, you know, you don't eat. Your body has to get rid of stuff in your body. Like, for example, your body gets rid of the muscle because it has to survive, you know? Now, you might get skinny, but then you become what they call skinny fat, which means that you do get thin, but you barely have any muscle. Barely. You have enough muscle to walk and like do dishes and like do stuff, but you have no muscles. You know, you squeeze your arm, it's like. So you have to eat a lot of protein, you know, stuff with high protein, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, a lot of healthy food for your body could repair itself and maintain itself and take care of itself, you know? And you gotta stay physical. You feel a lot of pain in your body, in my opinion, because your muscle mass is so small that there's other body parts, there's muscles in your body that start to compensate and take over the weak muscles in other parts of your body, so they get overworked and then they start to hurt. And then you can't figure it out, so you take a pill for the pain, and then the pill, it doesn't take care of the pain, it just maxes it. It covers it up. It doesn't really fixes the problem, it just covers the issue. So if you start some kind of physical activity, yoga, you know, walking to start off, and start eating good, I bet you that you'll start getting way better. You'll start feeling way better. You'll start sleeping better. You'll just be better, you know? And it's not gonna happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. It's gonna take, you know, weeks and months and dedication and commitment and sticking to it. Like right now, I got lunch there. I got a real healthy lunch. Got fruits. I have some chicken that we made last night. I'm gonna have the cauliflower rice. But I did bring me a little tiny bag of potato chips, sour cream and chives or something like that. And I know that I shouldn't have, but it was just a little tiny bit. And I love eating them. They're good. That's not helping out with anybody, and that just goes to show you that we're all human. I'm human. I mess up. But if you really, really, really want to get better, you have to commit, and you have to kind of just do it. When you get home, take the time to make a nice cooked meal, nice healthy meal, and don't eat fast food. Don't eat nothing processed. Make everything from scratch. Make it the night before. Warm it up the next day. And you just gotta squeeze in the time. That whole time when you're out smoking a cigarette or you're doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, that's the time that you convert into healthy time. I think that everybody has it in them if they just put their mind to it, you know? I'm pretty sure that I missed out on a lot of information that I actually wanted to say when I had my ideas earlier. But I think you get the picture. I think you understand that if you really, really, really want to be healthy, it starts with you. Break old habits and create new ones. The information's out there. You don't got to pay anybody anything to know what to do. And at the beginning, you know what? A long time ago, when I started working out, I couldn't even do 3 push-ups. Okay? I couldn't even do 3. And this is a few months after I quit smoking because I had gained more weight. I couldn't even do 3 push-ups. Today, I could probably do 50, 60 in one shot. At one point, you know, my son, when he was little, he probably weighed about 40 pounds. At the one point, I was doing like 30 push-ups with him on my back, you know. I added on the muscle. I got stronger because I started eating better. And it's all thanks to my wife, you know. My wife is pretty much, she's the one that made me realize that I was doing it all wrong. You know, start off 90% healthy, 10%, you know, have a little bit of junk food here and there, you know. But cut out most of the carbs and you'll see that. And you could eat the healthy carbs, fruits and vegetables, like those carby foods, you could eat that. But don't eat the carbs like pasta, bread, and what was the other one? Weird, I have my lights on. Yogurts, unless they're like 2% sugar, which I have found, are okay. But a lot of yogurts are bad. Anything high in sugar, don't eat it. Our bodies are not meant to eat that, are not meant to process that, you know. So somehow in the history of man, somebody invented this stuff, and now that's what we eat. And there's a, you know, you just got to break the cycle, you know, and then teach our kids the right way to do stuff, you know. Okay, so no rice, no pasta, no bread. There we go. So cut out the bread, cut out the pasta, cut out the rice, and you'll see the big difference. And you can do it. Anybody can do it. It's not hard. You just gotta be focused and know that. Give it a shot. Give it 30 days. You know, I got on this keto diet and I think I lost 21 pounds in the first 3 weeks. You know, I went over my limit. I was trying to lose this 20 and I went over that. I actually went down to like, lost 25 pounds. And I ate bacon, I ate chicken, I ate burgers, but I, you know, no bread. I ate food, you know, I ate good. I ate a bunch of eggs, and I don't know. Some people think that they think, oh, you go on a diet, that means that you're not gonna eat. Well, no, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna eat. It means that you're gonna eat better. It's just a lifestyle change, you know. Anyways, I'm about to eat my 3 eggs, and hopefully this video helped out a little bit on the true story of what really happens in people's bodies, and how easy it is to actually change it if you just put a little effort into it, and a little commitment, a little sacrifice. Just quit the bad habits and create new ones. That's all you gotta do. Oh, I just dropped all 3 of my eggs. All right, got 1 back. I got 2 back. Yeah. All right, got them. Don't know what the next video is gonna be about, but hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did, like it, subscribe, give me a hug, whatever you want. Tell me the good or the bad. I'm not the best at this. This is just me, a normal person, and I got no skills, but it's fun. Take care, peace.